and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Shots Fired podcast. As usual, and as always, you got your boy Big Joe.
You got your boy Julio the Don.
You got your boy J-Had.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a nice little, maybe somewhat controversial show for you. We're going to talk about the pick'ems from last week. We're going to do the pick'ems for this week. We got to talk Aaron lying to the league, telling everybody he's what'd he say? He didn't say vaccinated. He said I'm immunized.
Immunized.
And we're going to talk about the Cowboys. We'll preview the Cowboys versus the Broncos here at AT&T at noon on Sunday. Julio, like we do every week, start us out. What do we got with the recap?
All right. So for the recap of last week, it gives me great pain to inform everybody that the winner of last week is Joe with 8, and me and Jay tied for second place with 7.
Goddamn shame, bro. He cheated.
I think he did too. I had to recount it twice, but
I should have named myself T-Pain because all I do is win, no matter what. I'm just out here catching all these dubs. I'm like James, just eating them dubs, man. Just eating them dubs.
Was that a T-Pain song? That was a T-Pain song?
That wasn't T-Pain?
I don't know.
That's past my time. You know what I'm saying? That was after me, but I feel like it was T-Pain. Anyway, Julio, now that we've all established that I am once again king of the mountain, king of the ring, the top man on the totem pole.
It's been a minute, but yeah.
Has it been a minute? Like I was co-champion just a few weeks ago.
Like you said, a few weeks ago.
I'm saying.
If I remember correctly, who won last week? The week before that?
We don't worry about all that. Okay. We're in the here and now. That's all I'm saying.
All right. So moving on to week 9.
Hold on, Julio. Hold on 1 second. All I do is win is your people, DJ Khaled, whatever.
Bro, I'm not that kind of guy. What are you talking about? Who sings the hook to that?
It wasn't T-Pain.
Oh, it wasn't T-Pain that said that?
I don't think so. No.
We're gonna have to check that. Somebody check that.
Anyway, so let's go on to week 9. Moving on to week 9. First off, we're gonna start with week 10's Thursday night game because of course we always record on Thursday. So the first game that we're gonna call is gonna be the Ravens at the Dolphins.
Ooh, Ravens.
Give me the Ravens.
That's a gimme. Give me the Ravens.
That's so Ravens.
Now, starting with week 9, we got the Falcons at the Saints.
Saints.
I'll take the Falcons.
Oh, I'm gonna take the Saints on that one. Then we got the Patriots at the Panthers.
Panthers.
Give me the Patriots.
I'm gonna go with the Patriots too. Vikings at the Ravens.
Again? Oh, yeah.
Oh, remember Thursday night.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm with you. I'm
Ravens.
Give me the Ravens. That's so Ravens again.
Again, that's so Ravens. The Browns at the Bengals. That's gonna be a good one.
Give me Cincinnati.
I'll take Burrow and them boys.
I'm gonna take the home team as well. Then you got the Bills at the Jags. I don't even know why that's a game, but
Bills. Give me the Bills.
Give me the Bills Mafia.
Same. Texans at the Dolphins.
Wow. Why is that even a game? They should both forfeit. But
that should be a halftime show.
Give me Miami.
Yeah, I'll take Miami.
I'm gonna go Houston with that one. The Raiders at the Giants.
Give me them Sin City Raiders.
I'll take the Raiders.
Same. Chargers at the Eagles.
Ooh. Chargers.
Chargers all day.
All day. The Pack at the Chiefs.
I'm I'm gonna go with the Chiefs because
Aaron's a liar.
I wouldn't call him a liar. He just,
He a bold-faced liar, bro.
he skated the question.
I mean, he didn't even skate it, bro. He bold-faced lied, but
Skated the question.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Pack on that one.
And you're dumb because I'm going with the Chiefs.
Cardinals at the Niners.
Cards.
Cards all day.
Same. Titans at the Rams.
Rams. Give me them Rams.
Ramalama Ding Dongs. Derrick Henry's out for the year. Give me the Rams.
Same. And the Rams just picked up Von Miller too. So
shout out Von Miller.
He ain't nobody.
Bears at the Steelers.
He'd light your ass up. We'll go Bears.
Who was it? Bears and Steelers?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Give me the Steelers.
I will also take the Steel Curtain. And then last but not least, our beloved Cowboys are hosting the Broncos.
Dallas.
The Cowboys will win this game.
Oh my God.
31,
let me get 31-17.
Mark it down. 31-17 Dallas.
Bro, we barely won last week. And you're still going with this 31-17.
Did we win or did we lose last week?
Wait, barely?
Barely. A win is a win, fam.
Bro.
But again, you ain't got to ask me all day. Dallas all day.
We're going to be riding this Dallas train for a while. I'm just telling you.
Mm-hmm.
That all everything?
Right,
we're going.
That's all the picks.
We may ride that train, but it's gonna hit like a penny on the track at some point.
Hey, get on the track, you're gonna get run over because these Cowboys they hot. They hot. Mm-hmm. So we're moving on to something that caught everybody's attention yesterday, and that was Aaron Rodgers has officially been rolled out for the next 2 weeks, 10 days. Regarding his contraction of the Rona. Now,
contraction?
Yeah, he contracted Corona.
Mm.
Now I don't know if he'll let me walk that back a little bit. I don't know if he'll be out necessarily. His time will be up on Saturday of the week that they're going to play Seattle. So he might play, he might not play. My question to you guys is, I'm going to play the audio of the interview he did at the start of the season when they said, hey, NFL wants everybody to get vaccinated. And I'll let you listen to what he said. And then we're going to talk about, do you think that's punishable? Do you think he should be fined? Do you think he should be suspended on top of what he's going to have to miss? So let's see what he said here.
Yeah, I've been immunized. There's a lot of conversation around it, around the league, and a lot of guys who have made statements and not made statements, owners who made statements. There's guys on the team that haven't been vaccinated. I think it's a personal decision. I'm not going to judge those guys.
Packers coach.
Oh, so then once they found out that he was not vaccinated, they had LaFleur, the head coach, interviewed, and they asked him.
Matt LaFleur said he found out Wednesday morning that Rodgers was in the NFL's COVID-19 protocol, meaning he won't be able to play Sunday. But he wouldn't answer the question everyone is asking.
Is Aaron vaccinated?
I'm not going to get into any of our coaches or players' vaccination status.
Here's why it matters.
Here's why it matters. Because the NFL makes every team report whether or not your player, XYZ, whatever, are vaccinated or not vaccinated, and they have protocols in place for players that are not vaccinated. Go ahead.
That's all fine and well, but does the NFL trump HIPAA?
It's not a HIPAA thing. It's being vaccinated and not vaccinated is not a HIPAA thing. So that's out the window right there.
How's it not?
Because it's a public pandemic. HIPAA is not involved in this. Whether you're vaccinated or not, that's not HIPAA related. That's not something that you would say along the lines of, do you have a pre-existing condition, blah, blah, blah. All that's HIPAA. This is not HIPAA. Whether you're vaxxed or not, that's not HIPAA. The thing with it is the NFL has protocols in place for players who are and players who are not vaxxed. And what they did say at the start of the year is, if we're having a forfeit, if players are missing and it's getting bad and it spreads, above a certain threshold, both teams will forfeit. Nobody's getting paid for that game. And, teams are going to get fined, blah, blah, blah. So the fact that they asked Aaron Rodgers, are you vaccinated with the COVID-19 vaccine? And he says, yeah, I'm immunized. Him starting out the conversation with, yeah, and then says, I'm immunized. I know, Gerald, you had said, hey, well, he kind of skirted it. No, he out now lied. That's a lie. Because if they said, hey, are you vaccinated, Jay? And you're like, yeah, I'm blah, blah, blah. You just said, yeah, you lied.
Yeah, but what if he really thought and meant he was immunized? Immunized, like when we were going to school and you got immunized, you got a vaccine for something, correct? Or
you got your immunizations,
correct, right?
But that's not what they asked him.
Yeah.
He had spoken with the NFL in the summer, I believe in August, and said, hey, I'm doing some alternative COVID-19 stuff, like I'm doing the treatment that way. And the NFL came back and said, no, that's not approved.
He said he was doing holistically. So,
and the NFL told him that doesn't count.
Well,
you need what is it? Pfizer, Johnson and Johnson, or I can't remember what the other one was. But you need one of those.
And
he's like,
at this point, bro, it doesn't really matter.
So here's why it matters, is because if it breaks out on a team, if he gets somebody on an opposing team or his teammates sick, what if he was asymptomatic and he's spreading it around? Or what if he already had it and he's, giving dabs and high fives and talking to reporters and talking to other players face to face? Bro, like, that's why it matters, because it's not about him. It's about everybody around him and letting everybody else know, hey, I'm taken care of. I still have all the possibilities of being able to transmit and contract COVID, but I'm reducing the risk. But hey, I did follow the protocol. Bro, that's the same as turning in a falsified vaccine card. That's against the law. That's an offense, bro. That's a criminal offense. You can't do that. So that's, to me, I kind of put those in the same category as you lied. They asked you out and out. Now, if he said, no, I'm not, okay. No, you're not. That's fine. I'm not saying he has to be vaccinated. I'm saying don't misrepresent your status and put other people in danger.
I don't know. I just, at this point, bro, everybody's going to get this damn thing. And I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but I know lives have been lost. With him contracting it and getting it, who knows? this could have been a false positive. We don't know. We don't know how many times he was tested. Apparently, when Pat was talking about it on his show, Pat McAfee, he had been following all the protocols, before wearing a mask, staying away from people if they didn't have a mask on. Like,
bro, he was at a Halloween party with no mask.
I mean, that's on his. That's
Staying
not.
away from people?
I'm saying inside of the Green Bay facility. That's what I'm talking. I'm not talking about what he does in his personal life. What he
Right.
does in his personal life,
Right.
that's not on
And that's
us.
the- and that's
And
the
again,
thing is that
that's-
now, but
that's
see, people
fine.
are gonna start looking at
And
past
poking and
what
shit.
he does, past what he does on the field or in the organization. You're gonna start looking past all that just because now it's come to light that no, he was never vaccinated. No, he never had the vaccine. Yes, he lied about it. And I agree with you, Joe. What he did at the beginning, just to kind of skirt by the question and be like, yeah, I'm immunized or whatever, and then kind of think that he got by with that,
Right.
that was wrong. I'm not disagreeing with that. That was absolutely wrong. He should have just came out outright and said, you know what? No, I'm not vaccinated.
No.
It's my choice. I didn't want to get vaccinated. It is what it is. That's it. That way at least everybody knows. But that's the thing is now that it's all out and now that it's supposedly that he's been exposed to or he's contracted it, like you said, and then now he's been in contact with all these people and not with no face covering, no this, no that. Now people are going to start looking at other things. Well, he was at a Halloween party. God knows how many people he got sick because he was at a Halloween party with no mask and this and that and the other. Oh, well, he was out, buying a bagel the other day and he wasn't wearing his mask. Now people are going to start looking at those things, which I don't think that should be the main focus. The main focus should be that, the NFL put rules in place that are supposed to be followed by every team, by every player. And if you're working for the NFL, which he is, you should be upfront with them and be like, hey, you know what? No, I didn't get vaccinated. And, it is what it is.
Right. That's my whole thing is if you're gonna be a lie, why lie? Just be a man about it and be like, no, I don't believe in the vax. I'm not down to get the vax, but I still want to play football.
Yeah.
Fine. That's fine. Bro, Jay, I know you don't take it as like harsh, but I'm gonna put it to you like the way I think. If your parents are older, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say for whatever reason they had somebody that was in their presence, maybe a caregiver, something like that, to your mom and dad. Just somebody that came by every day and was like, hey, making sure everything's good, blah, blah, blah.
Hold on now. They're not that old. Calm down.
I'm not saying, but
no. We're just putting it as a perspective. Yeah.
So you go into something like that and you ask them, let's say you pay them and you ask them, hey, one of the things that I would prefer is the person that takes care of my parents be vaccinated. And they're like, yeah, I'm immunized. And then they come to your parents' house with the vid, and by some chance they give your parents the vid.
Well,
now
see,
they're putting your parents at risk.
Well, see, I would have sense enough, and this is on the reporter, I would have sense enough to say, what do you mean by immunized? Do you have your card or not? If you don't, you can't work. You can't work for me.
That's the whole thing. That's what I'm telling you is they asked a yes or no question, and he said yes, and then was like, I'm immunized.
Right. And that
So
and at that point
presented it as a yes.
But at that point, you say, okay, if you have a confusion or you don't know what immunized means, that's when you ask, are you immunized? Or are you vaccinated?
Right.
Which one?
But no, there should have been no confusion. If you ask me a yes or no, and I tell you, yeah, I'm blah blah blah.
But it's
and I'm taking it as I'm answering your question, and you're taking it as I'm answering your question.
But now there is confusion.
Yeah.
So, like I said, at that point, the guy should have asked the question. Or whoever saw that in Green Bay, they should have said, hey, what do you mean by this? Are you vaccinated or are you not?
Now that I do agree with.
Now that's on the
I
team
do.
as well, for
That's
sure.
for sure. Because if you're sitting there watching your player give an interview with a bunch of reporters, and the answer was not clear, and you can tell. I mean, most people now watching back the clip, you can tell that he gave an open-ended answer. You can tell that he wasn't being absolutely clear with what he was saying. Now, I also agree with you, Joe. As far as him saying yes or no to the yes or no question, he did say yes. So again, what happens when you assume? What's that saying that they use when you assume something? You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
everybody assumed that just because he said yeah, that yeah, he's vaccinated, he's good.
Right.
Not thinking, hey, maybe we should figure this didn't sound absolute. Why not, as the team, as the organization, ask him, hey, you know what? Now that you've already had this interview, we're not really clear on where your stance is on this.
But that's
Where
what
you
I'm
at?
telling you. There was clarity. There was a misunderstanding into thinking there was clarity. But when they ask you a yes or no question and you're like, yeah, you start off with yes. Okay, you answered yes. We're not there to play semantics and be like, but what does that really mean? You ask me a yes or no, I start off with yeah. And then he's telling them, oh, some people aren't. It's a personal choice. I'm not gonna judge anybody. He's already trying to build in a softening of the blow when he eventually gets found out that he was lying, because now he's like, well, I'm not gonna judge. It's a personal thing. Blah blah. What's he doing? He's grooming you so that when it does come back, you'll hopefully think like he does. Well, it's personal, and I'm not gonna judge him on it. And
Well,
like I said, I'm not judging him. I'm just saying, why lie? Why misrepresent what it is?
only he can answer that question.
Yep.
And like I
So
said, maybe
Aaron, if you're watching the show and you want to
Hey,
come
hey,
on and
Ron.
talk about this, you're more
We're
than
willing
welcome.
to have you, Aaron.
I mean we'd have to join his book club. The three of us don't like to read. So,
I can't read.
so
Can you read? I mean,
elected
I've
to
read
lead,
before, so
not to read.
do you have it on tape?
exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, man. What do you guys think? Do you guys think he should just be suspended the 10 days for being non-vaxxed? Or do you think there should be a fine, an additional suspension? What do you guys think? Or is
I mean, if he really
what's happened enough?
if he really does have it, I mean, that's punishment enough in my eyes. Especially AJ was saying that he hadn't heard from him. He doesn't know like what's going on or how bad it really is or whatnot. So, I mean, to me, that's punishment enough. Let the man live his life. Let him do whatever he wants to do. I mean, hell, half the nation ain't vaccinated. We got special people in Dallas right now thinking JFK is coming back. I guarantee you they weren't vaccinated. So
They may have gotten too many doses. They may be the other way. They got the booster.
they didn't get no damn booster. I guarantee you that. There was not one mask in sight. I can tell you that.
But ask them and they'll tell you they were. Yeah, I was vaxxed. I was immunized.
Yeah, I'm immunized.
What do you think, Julio? What's your stance? What's the final word from Don?
Honestly, for me, it's whatever the organization decides, whatever the NFL decides, that's going to be their choice. I mean, it makes no sense for me to say, oh, he should get this or he should get that or he should be fined this or be fined that. At the end of the day, the NFL is going to, pass their judgment and give them the, punishment that they feel that is right. And if they decide to just give them the 10 days, they're going to give them 10 days. If they decide to say, no, you know what, we're going to suspend you for the rest of the season, that's what'll happen. It just, we'll have to see what the verdict is from the organization and from the NFL.
Yeah. To me, the time is just bad. They're about to play KC this week, and now's the time that all this comes out. It's just bad timing, especially with KC already on the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
You got a chance to put them out of their misery, and now it's like, okay, well, they got a fighting chance with no AA run. So we'll see. I mean, me personally, I think, like you said, Julio, whatever the NFL decides, as long as it's fair. Like if they were like, "Oh, you're missing the rest of the year," I think that's way too harsh. But if they were like, "Hey, you're gonna have to miss these 2 games, and we're adding an additional game because you openly lied,"
I mean, fine them. Make the pockets hurt. Fine them.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do. I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah. And the other thing that's kind of floating around, last thing, is that Green Bay, the organization, is kind of being complicit with his story just because he's already trying to get out of there. So they're not trying to really burn no bridge, hoping that they can keep him for the remainder of his career. So they're just kind of like, we got your back no matter what. So just something else to think about, all you conspiracy theorists out there. But last thing on the agenda for tonight is them Cowboys up against the Denver Broncos this weekend at noon at AT&T. And I'm feeling like this is going to be a nice little scrimmage game for Dak. Dak should be back this week. And I feel like this will be a good chance for him to get his feet wet after being out against Minnesota. And we're going to see what Dak said, how accurate it is. He said Terrence Steele will now be moving from right tackle. He'll be swinging over to left tackle because Tyron is out with bone spurs in his ankle. And you're going to put Lyle back at right tackle. So you're messing up the chemistry now because now Steele's out to the left, but he's a swing tackle, so that's okay. He's used to it. But then you got Lyle coming back after not getting to play but 4 plays last week. What do you guys see for this game? Like, what's going to be the way we win? Because we're going to win. But what's the way we win, and what do you think?
And we're going to win 31-17.
31-17. Mark that down. You might as well chisel that in stone. That's a given.
Just remember that when the chat is quiet as hell all Sunday.
On Sunday.
The chat will be quiet if I'm asleep. Other than that, I'm going to be talking mad smack. I promise you. I promise you that. So, what do you guys think, man? What are y'all looking forward to seeing, or what do you think we will see on Sunday? We're going to see an offense that sputters. We're going to see, an offense that just picks right back up and they're firing on all cylinders. We're going to see a defense. We didn't see a defensive turnover last week. Will that pick up again this week? Was last week a one-off? What do y'all think?
To me, bro, like, I didn't get to, I was working, so I didn't get to watch Sunday night's game, but hearing it over the radio as we were working, bro, I don't understand how we keep having these close ass freaking games to where it either comes down to the last play, the last drive, or a last minute field goal. Every game that we have played this year has come down to that. Why? If we're that good of a football team, it should not come down to that, right? We should be blown.
I wouldn't say that. Like,
we should be blowing these teams out of the water, bro. 100%.
We get everybody's A game. The Dallas Cowboys get everybody's best game. I promise you, every team in the league that the Cowboys play has that week circled because everybody wants to beat the Cowboys. That's just what it is. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
I'm sorry, that's not.
That's exactly what the reality of it is.
No,
it is marked on everybody's calendar. We got the Cowboys. They know it's most likely going to be the most televised game of their season, and so they're going to try to play the best game they can play. They're going to try to put it all together on that Sunday or Monday or Thursday.
Your diabetes is acting up again. It's not what
I'm dropping straight facts on you, bro.
No.
I promise you. Julio, tell me I'm lying, dog. Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay, so let me clear that up. So no, Joe, you're not wrong. That's actually very, very accurate. It's been known even when we've had the teams that suck as far as us sucking in general last year, the year before that. I mean, everybody who's anybody knows we have the most haters throughout the nation than any other team. So
We do.
of
We do.
course, so of course,
Don't point at me.
There he is.
Don't
You
point
got
at me.
one on the show.
So of course, every year, every team circles that Cowboy game and says, you know what? When we play these guys, we're gonna stomp them into the ground so that way we can show everybody that we're the best team
Yep.
again in the league, even though they might suck. So I agree with Joe as far as that goes. As far as last week's game being close, I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for that defense, even though we didn't get any turnovers, if it wasn't for that defense, we wouldn't have won that game. The defense kept it close, kept it hella close. And for once,
7%
Jay,
conversion on third down for the Minnesota Vikings, 1 for
and
13.
and
Bro,
for
you can't
one
ask
time-
for better than that.
And for once, Jay, they didn't let him score over 20 points.
I did see
Did
that.
not.
I did see
Did
that.
not,
I
man.
did
So
see that.
I
But-
was very, very, very impressed with the Dallas Cowboys defense performance last week.
But
Very
it was
impressed.
close though.
And
And
it was
no,
also
yeah.
close
It was close.
when you have Minnesota's starting quarterback going up against your backup, Cooper Rush.
Yep.
Cooper Rush. We're
That's
really
true.
going to hang our hat on, well, it was a close game with Cooper Rush at quarterback? That's the hill you're trying to die on? Cooper Rush was starting, and it was a
And-
close game.
And he threw what was it, 1 pick or 2 picks?
Man, I don't know if he threw
I
a
think it was-
pick, but I know he
Yeah,
fumbled. He got
No.
rocked by Xavier Woods.
Matter of fact, you're right. He had 1 pick and he fumbled the ball. The defense made him fumble the ball. So there's 2 turnovers that our offense gave up, and we still held them under 20, and we still won the game. So to me, the defense played phenomenal. That was the difference in the game, was just our defense just was on their game. Again, Joe just gave the stats for that. I mean, the defense played their asses off big time. Micah Parsons was everywhere on the field. I watched the entire game. Micah Parsons was everywhere.
11 tackles,
Man, dude was killing on Sunday. It was
4
great.
for a loss.
So Xavier Woods wrestles and plays football?
Hey, it's a new day. Yes, it is.
Damn. Okay.
Hey, but if you look at that defense, bro, like I've heard it mentioned, and I've been thinking about it myself. You know, the Cowboys on defense, they have a strong leader on every portion of that defense. On the D line, you got Randy Gregory.
Yep.
At the linebacker position, you got Micah Parsons. On the back end, you got Trayvon Diggs. Bro, you are setting yourself up for success to come as those players continue to grow, especially Micah and Trayvon. Randy Gregory's just finally able to play without having to worry about smoking weed. That was his problem. He couldn't get his mentals right, and his marijuana use was absurd. So now that they've stopped with the ban on weed,
That shit should have been stopped a long ass time ago. But
I
continue.
agree. I mean, it's better than having the players take opiates.
100%.
But now that you're seeing that what did Aaron call it? A holistic remedy being allowed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're seeing a version of this team. We don't even have our best defensive player in DeMarcus Lawrence back yet.
Yeah.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
McAfee was saying he did it anyway. But
He's
I mean,
a punter. Ain't
he was
nobody
just a
testing
punter,
the
so
punter, bro. Pat McAfee looks like he eats cheeseburgers before a game.
100%. But I'm glad they stopped that ban. That shit should have been out of there a long time ago.
It didn't make sense to have it in. It was antiquated, and the NFL made the right choice. So,
Well, never mind. We ain't gonna get on that argument. But
I see these Cowboys doing good things. I don't see it being a close game this weekend. I think by halftime we should be on cruise control if we come out and we play the way we played against the Vikings. Because honestly, the offense under Dak, we would have had points.
Oh, big time.
But Cooper Rush missed a lot of throws. He overthrew balls left and
Mhm.
right. He wasn't reading blitzes like he should have. Tony Pollard was in there instead of Zeke, and that's when Cooper Rush got ate up on that blitz because Pollard completely whiffed that block.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a different story. Once we start putting a full game together, look out. This team is going to
Man, even what's that guy? Stephen A. Smith picked the Cowboys as the team to beat in the NFL right now, man. And I never thought that guy would pick the Cowboys for anything, but even he picked the Cowboys as the team to beat in the NFL
right.
now, which is it's just crazy, man.
I mean,
Crazy.
the haters can't talk no more.
Mm-mm.
So with that being said, y'all got anything before we end the show, boys?
Again, like always, comment, like, subscribe, tell your friends,
Subscribe.
subscribe, share it. Show us some love, drop some comments, even if they're negative comments. Let us know what you think about the show and if we should add some other things in the show.
Yep.
Yeah, if you don't like these three chubs talking, let us know.
Yeah,
If you got hate in your heart,
let it out.
let it out. And with that, talking about Stephen A., the biggest Cowboys hater, what did I tell you? Cowboys fans continue to embrace the hate, because if you ain't got haters, you ain't doing it right.
That ain't never gonna catch on.
It's gonna catch on, baby.